Alan, do you want to try speaking a little bit closer to your speaker?
How's that?
No, that's super muffled too. I wonder if you look at yours, if you click on the caret next to the microphone, I at least have two different microphones listed.
Oh.
Could you maybe pick the other microphone?
So right here, Alan. Like this. Oh, they can't see that. Okay, sorry.
No.
I'll stop trying to be helpful. No, you're good.
I only have one microphone.
No, he's only got one microphone.
Okay.
Well,
we can hear you a little bit, so that's better than nothing.
What happens if you test speaker and microphone? Oh, never mind.
Okay, ready to go? Well, good evening. This is the April meeting of the Lacey Historical Commission. So we'll start by just doing a roll call of those who are here. So, in person,
John Halverson,
Kevin Wyckoff, Jim Keogh, and via screen,
Kimberly Getz.
Alan Tyler.
and Alan Tyler. Okay, so we definitely have a quorum. In starting this, Kimberly, could I ask you to read the land acknowledgement for us, please?
Sure. We, the city of Lacey, are on the ancestral land of the tribal people of the Treaty of Medicine Creek, including the Nisqually Indian tribe and Squaxin Island tribe. We acknowledge and remember those tribal people not recognized today who were absorbed or relocated into other tribes for survival. We recognize the ancestors and their descendants who are still here. We recognize and respect the tribal people of the Treaty of Medicine Creek as the traditional stewards of this land time immemorial and their role today in taking care of these lands in perpetuity. We recognize and have responsibility to call attention to the histories of dispossession, forced removal, and abridged treaty rights that allowed our nation, state, and city to develop as they have today. We recommend that community members read the Treaty of 1854, the Medicine Creek Treaty of 1854.
Thank you, Kimberly. With that, do people have any suggested changes to the agenda for the evening?
I'll move approval of the agenda as distributed.
I will second. Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We have approved it. Could you please then look at the meeting minutes from March 19th and let me know whether you have any changes you'd like to suggest. Hearing none, I will welcome a motion to approve those minutes. I will motion to approve. Kevin motioned, and is there a second? Kimberly?
No.
Did you have something you wanted to add or change?
Point of clarification, I thought, I was trying to pull them up very quickly. I thought they said John was absent.
John was absent.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was watching from home and we couldn't get me on the Zoom or whatever it's.
Okay.
Yep. Thanks, though.
Never mind. Okay, any other questions? If not, I will, all in favor of approving those minutes, please say aye.
Sure.
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have a second.
Yeah, and actually, I heard Commissioner Tyler.
Did he second it?
Say,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, thank you. So all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, I think we've approved the minutes. Do we have any public comment?
None online? Okay.
So then I think we're on to talking about the Historian of the Year nominations.
Yes, and you may have noticed Erin Quindaltro, our museum curator, is not here tonight. And I'm Jen Burbage, Director of Parks, Culture, and Recreation, for anybody who's watching online that doesn't know. We also have Carter Gibson, executive assistant here tonight for staff. So historian of the year, and you'll see we are looking for action tonight from the commission. But included in your packet, I'm sure you noticed, there was one nomination for the historian of the year. It was for John Jajic, and he was nominated by last year's awardee, Paul Webb. There was an additional support letter received from Margie Wiley. In his nomination, Paul outlines the many ways that John has been advocating for the Lacey Historical Society and local history since 2023, when he, along with a number of others, banded together to save the organization from dissolution.
Also quite an impressive listing of some of the research that's been done on his part. So. Do we have any other nominees that we've received? Or any that the commission members want to make?
They've already been due, so
Okay, so they do.
this is the one, yep,
So this is the one.
the one that we have.
So I guess we're open to discussion on that then.
Well, since I'm on the board and president, I think I probably should abstain from the vote, but he's a great candidate, so that's all I'll say.
Kimberly, I heard you wanted to say something.
I was just going to make a motion.
Okay,
We like it.
I move that we award Historian of the Year to John Jajic for 2025.
I'll second that.
is there any further discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and vote on that. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? And let the minutes note that John abstained. So I think we have approved that, and so then he will be awarded that on May 20th.
Yes.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So then recent acquisitions, I think we had an item.
Yes, and so hopefully you saw in your packet, there is one item, and it is a rare find from the Evergreen Ballroom. And our museum curator reports that while searching for something else, actually an exhibit prop, staff came across this, and I think most of you probably know what it is, but we did have to share with some of the museum staff what it was.
Clothing or
Coat check,
coats?
yeah,
Coat
it's a coat check tag. And so there would, back in the day, there would be two tags with the same number. One would go on the hanger with the item, the coat, the other would go in the coat owner's pocket. And then at the end of the night, you would present the coat check attendant with the tag, and they would give you your coat back.
It looks metal, is it?
So it is,
Wonderful.
yeah. So just as per usual, looking for the approval from the commission.
I'll move acceptance.
Second.
Okay, 2 seconds on that one. Any discussion?
Can we track down who has the other 158?
Well, I know that Erin likes a good
Story.
mystery to be solved. She loves to do research.
Yeah.
So,
And so the person who she donated it because she found it on eBay or whatever.
yeah, right. This was something that was actually
So the owner hasn't stepped forward or anything.
correct. Yeah, that would be a very hard mystery to solve.
Wouldn't that be
but
great?
If anybody could do it, would be our curator, but
Yeah.
I'm mostly kidding.
All in favor of approving that acquisition, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, we have approved that.
Thank you.
I think that moves us down to the work plan update.
Okay, so our museum curator has updated the work plan to reflect updates from the first quarter of the year. And so we aren't looking for necessarily an action, just wanted to show you some of the updates after the first quarter. And it's kind of just a good chance to see, you know, what we and you all have been working on and what we're working toward. So definitely open for changes or or questions, certainly.
I have one, Mr. Wyckoff, are you handling a building of a web page, or you're contributing?
I'm going to
Information.
be working to build a web map for that, but that just hasn't materialized to meet up outside of this with Aaron to get that going, so.
So it'll be a city webpage
Yeah.
and, okay. Thanks.
Any other questions of what you see here? So I'm assuming that the strategic plan annual review update revision will be something we'll consider later in the year. Since there's Aaron, there's a fairly large revision in process right now.
Yes, larger vision underway. Yeah, so that'll be coming back.
Okay,
Yep. Yeah, that's just kind of the status as of right now.
right. I was just
Share my screen.
sort of checking that. And do we know when are we holding off on the Museum and Cultural Center funding strategy until?
Yes, so there's going to be, and that's just a little bit later in my report, there is gonna be an update on both the museum project and the Lacey Community Foundation at the upcoming council meetings in May.
Okay.
Oh, in May. Okay.
Yeah.
Like the first week.
The 20th and the 27th.
Oh, the second.
Okay, and you'll be talking about that more later. Yeah, I was just looking to see if there was any other things that show up in here.
Yeah, you'll probably recall Aaron had shared the historic register properties map, web page completed, map in progress. The Jacob Smith, oh, whoa, sorry, Gmails. The historic preservation project is, the assessment is completed, but we're currently reviewing the report. And so that'll be coming to you.
Okay.
Looks like we've got it.
So these are things to look forward to.
Mhm.
Okay. Any questions from anybody else? So I think with that, we're probably done with that item
Yeah,
for
a
the
lot of
moment.
really good work happening, and thank you so much, commissioners, for your support with all of this. Thank you.
So that takes us to reports and the Lacey Historical Society. Well, we have them upstairs.
Tonight we have two representatives. Margie Wiley, say a few words, and Cheryl Maltmus is here with us, so.
Have them come up so everybody can see you and.
And I have a picture to share. Yes. This is the model. So,
And we pick it up tomorrow,
You pick it up tomorrow.
yeah, the model's done.
yeah. And Dr. Ehlers has been a special person. He's been here since he came about 1953, I think. I know I came about 55, and I remember when he came to my house to give me a shot for the measles, and I took my cowboy boots off and threw it at him. But
Oh. Is that the dent that I see? No.
probably, but he was one, he went to everybody's house. I mean, he did have an office, but that was incidental almost. And he,
Right, did
if there was
have
an emergency with the fire department going somewhere, he usually beat them there. And he helped start South Sound Mall, and he was a great man.
And it was on staff at St. Pete's.
Yes, for a long time. And donated a lot of time and money there. So he was a wonderful guy, and
You want to see it closer?
we're going to try to get a life-size statue. We're trying to get that going. This is just a little, what they call a marquette. It's probably about that size actually, but it's gonna be a life size, and he actually was only 5'2", so it shouldn't be that much of a feat trying to get a statue of life size.
Looks like Commissioner Getz has.
Oh, yeah, sorry, just, I think maybe that answers it. From the screen, it looks like you're showing a picture of an Oscar. So, could you like actually explain what it is? Cause it's not coming across in the screen very well. So it's a life-size picture of,
It will be a
Or
live
stat-
picture of Dr. Ehlers.
It's a model made from photos.
Great.
So it's actually a three-dimensional model, like you might see on someone's mantle or whatever.
Great.
And I believe this is 16 inches tall.
I think it's 16.
When we get it in our possession tomorrow. Oh, by the way, it was made by Lacey Makerspace. That's who we are paying for it tomorrow. We'll bring it in. You can
I assume,
Google it
I
off.
assume if we walked it over to the camera here, she could probably see it.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe. Kind of a glare, I think. Wait,
Where's the fingers? Down lower. There you go. Oh,
there's like a blue streak through.
Yep. Thanks.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, Margie. Thanks, Cheryl, for being here. Cheryl, you haven't heard, Don Jajic is the historian of the year.
Oh.
That wonderful?
Margie whispered that to me.
Okay, good.
Is there anything further from the Historical Society? Nope. Okay, Kimberly, the Steps Committee? Oh, you're, okay.
Okay, I am going to quit bumping it twice for the third time in a row. All right. We are still on hiatus. Thank you for
Okay.
asking.
Okay, while we've got your mic on, why don't you go ahead?
Exactly,
Do
not
you
touching
report
the
to
button. Yes, and
Okay.
I have nothing further to report. Thank you.
Okay, Alan, do you have anything that you'd like to say?
Well, once again, I really enjoyed the historical talk this month. It was really informative on the alcohol, how it shaped the country.
The history talk?
Can you hear that?
I think he said history talk.
Yes, he really enjoyed it. It was very informative.
Thank you for watching.
Go ahead, John, your turn.
I don't have anything new at this time. I'm looking forward to hearing what's happening with fundraising on a new museum and the status. That's my main interest, so.
I don't have anything to report.
And as chair, I don't presently have anything to report.
Oh, I am gonna donate the Lacey poster, the 20th anniversary of the city that was framed and used for celebrations here in 1986.
So, and is that something you would like to see if the museum wants to acquire?
Yes,
Okay,
I'll bring it back in during work days.
yeah, so Aaron would be the one, the museum
Yep.
curator, that's how that works.
Yep.
That meets and would make the decision on whether to bring it to the commission, so.
Can you see it, Kimberly? It's-
Yes, thank you.
It's what the city used to announce and celebrate our 20th birthday. 1986.
1966 to 1986.
So I think we're up, ready for the reports from the museum curator and from yourself.
Okay, so I'll be giving Aaron's report. The last history talk was April 10th, History of Whiskey in Washington State. I think that's the one Commissioner Tyler was talking about. There were 61 people in attendance, 27 of those were in person. The next one is May 8th, called The Origins of Asian America. That'll be the last history talk of the season, and that program will resume in September. Regarding the museum move, we now have a new property management company. We're hoping this will make things go a little more smooth. They've been pretty responsive so far, so that's good. And so also regarding the museum move, platforms and reader rails are under construction. And speaking of the Lacey Makerspace, they are currently building the reader rails. And the platforms are being built by Salmon Bay Woodworks. They just do beautiful work. We're gonna be getting a really good, sturdy, functional product from them that we can use in this space and then into the future space as well. So we're very excited about that. Once these things are completed, so there's just a few things that are kind of outside of our immediate control. And so once those are complete, we'll be able to set an opening date for the museum at the Belltown Center. So we're pretty excited about that.
Lobbing out the calendar, what month are we lobbying for?
Yeah, I don't want to say just because, again, there's a couple of things outside of our control. So,
Okay,
I mean, we're very anxious too. Just want to make sure everything's.
Before the snow flies.
Good news, the exhibit renderings for the new space are 90% complete. So be excited about that. Excited to share. So in bad news, the Russell House furnace air conditioning unit broke down. And so Aaron looked it up. It was installed in 2007, so it's had a pretty good life, and we are doing an emergency repair for that. As you know, this is the site of the new research center and the collections, so super important to get that fixed right away. But maintenance is currently working on bids for replacement. And speaking of delays, that's something that could delay just depending on how things go too. So for at least the research center. Aaron gave a presentation to the Lacey Sunrise Lions about the new museum project on April 10th. And Felicia gave a Lacey history presentation, a museum update, current museum update to Gateway Rotary on March 19th. It's kind of nice. We've got our staff out there in the community. Yeah, and that's all from Aaron's report.
okay.
Museum.
Any questions on that? Hearing none, I think we can move to the next item.
Okay, so for the director's report, for the May schedule, and we've alluded to this just a little bit so far, we do encourage all the commissioners to come on May 20th. So I know that Curator Quinn Valcho had asked you to hold that date on your calendar. We're going to cancel the May 21st Historical Commission meeting just to make it a few meetings for you all. There's the one on the 20th where Erin is going to be giving a presentation on, she'll be giving the Lacey Museum annual report and also the celebration of May being History Month. This will include the Ken Bosley Historian of the Year presentation to John Jajic. And then the following week at the May 27th City Council work session, the Lacey Community Foundation will be on the agenda to report out on the work that they've been working on for the past year. And that's that 5-year fundraising plan and associated communications plan. I'll be giving a new museum project update at one of those meetings. And so we're still kind of working with the schedule and figuring out how that is all going to come together. But for commissioners, the main takeaways are the May 20th council meeting, the May 27th council work session, and the fact that your May 21st historical commission meeting is canceled. Both of the council meetings start at 6 p.m. And as you know, there's other agenda items, so I can't be certain exactly what time our agenda item will come up. Any questions about that, clarifications before I move on?
So I know for sure that you want us to make sure we try to get to the May 20th meeting. Would you also like to have us there at the 27th?
Well, it's up to you. The May 20th is where the Historian of the Year award is going to be presented. So we were really highlighting that one. The 27th is the Lacey Foundation. So I mean, you can always join online if coming in person is too much, but yeah, you're certainly welcome at both. I think if you had to choose one, maybe May 20th, but
Okay.
certainly up to you.
I just wanted clarification for members so they have an idea of what they're looking at, so.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so I have a little bit more for my report. So program updates. So we've decided to do something a little bit different. You may have noticed in your packet. What we've been doing with the Parks, Culture and Recreation Board or the Parks Board is we have quarterly updates, and we have been including the museum update in that one in the full packet of updates. And so we've decided to go ahead and try just providing you all the full department update, which
Mhm.
does include a quarterly museum update. Because there might be other things that you're interested in. And so essentially quarter one is January, February, March. And so then we would put the quarter one update in the very next packet, which obviously is tonight's meeting. If a meeting is canceled or something, it'll just go into the very next one. So it's not an exact science of when you'll get it, but we thought we would try this out and just see what you think. So you can kind of think about it and let us know later. Yeah, so essentially what's in there this time. And I'm gonna go through and just give a few highlights. Obviously, the museum, so the museum is on the very last page. And some of this is gonna be crossover from what I just reported, but it's kind of nice to see like the highlights from the museum is that 3 history talks were held and the programs served 859 people. Kind of nice to see those numbers. And then the museum move, it talks about progression of that. And if you look down in kind of the lower paragraphs there, you can get a lot more detail about what staff have been doing for the move. I'm not gonna read it all, but
Sure.
it's kind of nice that you have the information at your fingertips. And then a few other program areas to highlight that we thought might be of interest. Under front desk and customer service, and so we have had a process of we've shifted away from traditional publishing of our playbook, and that's our guide to the programs. And now we are incorporating that into our online registration catalog. And we're still calling it the playbook, but it's just a move towards more digital information and also having it be a little more streamlined and less confusing for people to have to look in 2 different places. So it's all in one place. And this is something that Carter's taken the lead on. Here, I thought I would just say thank you probably for all your work on that. You can check it out if you go to our website, but it's gonna be a process improvement, like I said, and it's going to help us to publish our non-recreation offerings to the catalog for the first time digitally. So this is a big deal for us. And then also you'll notice in that section, something I want to highlight is just that our social media reach is growing. Our Facebook reach is up quite a bit, 77%, and then Instagram as well, 52.9%.
That was very impressive.
Yeah, staff's been working on that quite a bit.
Who is?
Our staff.
Oh,
Yeah, so we have, like I said, Carter oversees front desk and customer service. And then we also have one of our recreation coordinators helps us with all of our marketing. Well, Fulton. So he used to be working for the museum and now he's a recreation coordinator for our department. So done a lot of really great stuff in the marketing area. So we appreciate those efforts. Another thing just under youth sports, there is a bullet point in here reporting that the school district did install a new soccer field at Nisqually Middle School. So that's kind of a big thing. And it's nearing completion. I don't think they have the lights up yet, but it's gonna be a synthetic turf and lighted field. So the schools are only using it right now, but soon it'll be also available for community members. So that's kind of an exciting thing in our world.
yeah.
Under facilities and rentals, I just wanted to note that the shelters are now, they're available for rent from April 1st through October 31st each year. And we're in that season right now. And so, for example, the Lacey Depot is now having rentals that are happening there. In addition, the Depot night market events, this one's not in the report, but I thought you might be interested, that those events are actually, there's more of them this year. They're actually every other weekend. It used to be 2 every month. So those have been really popular, lots of good crowds coming out. And then under the special events section, I will highlight that there's just a little bit of change in the Lacey in Tune concert series. And that information is hot off the press. It's online with all of the concert events that are taking place and other events and programs as well. But the Wednesday concerts They're gonna offer 3 noon tune shows and 3 evening concerts. And then Play in the Parks, the Thursday series, those are the free events that travel around the community. Those are gonna change. They used to be 2 p.m. Now they're gonna be moved earlier to 11 a.m. due to kind of the hot summer days and lack of shade. And so that's some of the feedback that we got back from our public. So those are all that's coming up very soon. So hopefully we'll see you at some of those. And those were the items that I highlighted for you.
Okay.
And then I have one more thing with my report. I wanted to let you know that at the April 1st City Council meeting, the City Council did adopt Resolution 1166, which will put forward a proposition to Lacey voters on the August 5th, 2025 ballot for consideration of the creation of a Metropolitan Park District. So they did approve that to move forward, and it will be going to ballot. And then there's the full resolution text and, the meeting agenda and the video are all available, obviously, on the public meetings page of the city's website, if anybody wants to view it and kind of get caught up. And then there'll be more information coming out. So city staff is currently working on a communications plan and informational flyer so that we can report out on the facts regarding an MPD or Metropolitan Park District.
So on the bottom, it didn't say April Fool's joke?
It did not.
Good, I was gonna ask you about that. I was in California that week, so I missed what happened, but
Yeah, they did, council
Right.
approved that to move forward, so yeah, you'll be seeing a lot of information and presentations going out in the community about that coming up.
And I know they're presently this week recruiting people to do the pro and con on the ballot measure, right?
Yep. Yeah, and I from what I understand, that will be discussed April 22nd council meeting, so that's coming up.
okay.
Yeah, and that's
Okay.
all I had for my
What you
report.
got?
Yeah.
Done.
Any questions for Jen? There any other business that we need to take care of this evening? Nothing I know that's on the agenda presently.
I move to adjourn.
That's it.
I can-
This is a quick one.
It is a quick one.
6:32.
All in favor, please say aye.
Hi.
Any opposed?
Carter wants the meeting to go on.
I think we are officially adjourned. Hope to see you all on May 20th.
Yep, be there.
So can you hear me now?
We can.
Very well.
Yes.
That's the best we've heard you in a long time, Alan.
Oh, my $2,000